RPMs. Gotta pull up to the chat and shit out to them. They're trying to ball like big folk, then get out the gym. Monday through Friday from 7 to 9. When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do your dance like you Kahan Lacey. Run it back and turn Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9. Compete with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9. It's Tingle and Co.
All right, welcome in and good morning here on this Friday as we close out the week.
Whole bunch of horseplay going around in here.
Yeah, you know, yesterday was a bear studio, me and Lloyd all alone. Now it's packed out in here.
Shake that bear.
We've got kinfolk in here, and we've got the young boy, Christian, right across the way.
Package on me. I'm packing it. That's why the studio's packed.
Oh, yeah?
You're off camera.
Yeah, good. That's good.
The visual joke doesn't work.
He needs to be off the mic.
I know, he is now. Nobody can hear you.
But good morning and welcome in. Glad to see
immediate ban.
all your names,
In record time.
names, faces, and profile pictures over in the chat. As it's been a good week here on Tingle & Co. Getting chipping away closer and closer to football as it's 15 days away from LSU versus Clemson in Memorial Stadium, as we will be in South Carolina for that matchup between the number 9 and number 4 football programs in the country. Got some of the stuff lined up last night. Make sure everything's taken care of and organized so that the boys and the fellas are ready to watch LSU and Clemson face off. Good morning to everyone in studio. How's everybody doing?
Great, Charles.
Great. Okay, decent, you mean? You can't just use real words.
Those are words.
Lloyd, how are you, sir?
Excellent.
There you go. That's what I like to hear. But nice to, like I said, nice to see everybody. Shout out to Cordell for our theme song as we play it every single morning to open it up. And today, after the show, we will be out on the Ponderosa as LSU is on the practice field today, and there is media availability. So we'll get to see what the Tigers look like after a few days away. We saw them on Monday, Tuesday, nothing on Wednesday, Thursday. Back out there today. Sorry, Fonz. We'll be back out on the field today. We get 15 minutes of video, so you will get some video put out from practice. And then I'm assuming we get to hang out and watch the remainder. So if we do, we will likely be back here in studio discussing what we saw at practice. 8 a.m. this morning, Cody Riley will join us to talk some LSU football. He's an AP poll voter.
Oh,
so we're gonna get
AP Koki.
Get his thoughts on.
I bet he's done AP his entire life. Like, as you would do, like, accelerated classes. Like,
right.
Probably take AP
Advanced
biology.
AP classes, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Probably so. And so
That's really interesting.
Is that the same thing like Associated Press biology?
Yeah,
No.
that's what it means, dude.
Yes.
Advanced placement.
Yes. No, advanced placement, you
Idiot.
idiot.
The AP is a media organization. I know it was.
No, I know. That's why
Hence
I'm
the
scared.
disdain in our voices.
Yeah, obviously.
You think they're in there voting about science?
We'll get Kogi to talk about his AP poll votes, as well as what he's seen at fall camp up to this point. But Lloyd, I want you to play this video.
Yes.
That I've updated. I put it into the show document you sent. I'm sure everyone saw this on Twitter yesterday. It was everywhere as DJ Picket caught the attention of the world yesterday. He caught everyone a couple weeks ago saying, oh my gosh, a new DB dropped. He's 6'5", long arms, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. They're like, well, he must not be able to catch.
When did
since
that?
he's
Yeah, I
playing-
didn't see any of that conjecture.
Well, they're saying it because he's playing DB instead of wide receiver at 6'5". He obviously must have feet for hands and isn't able to catch. Well, that was all put to rest yesterday when LSU football put out this video of DJ in coverage of Teron Francis, where he goes up and over the shoulder for the INT, which was a beautiful looking play. God.
Can't catch.
Brother, that's different. Yeah, who can't catch? Look at the range.
Oh,
I mean, if you were to say, like, who's the wide receiver in that play, you don't know.
No, I
side is
mean
which.
that's about as impressive as he. And DJ played wide receiver in high school.
that's my problem. Maybe I just, if I were to make a comment about someone, I would go, well, let me Google him first, and then you see you played both ways and was like
Are you
very
saying
much
people
so.
on the internet just say stuff
Yeah, it's crazy.
without checking?
There's no
Yeah.
background information.
Oh, it's
6'5",
true.
can't catch.
Obviously, he
it's
can't
true.
catch. He's not playing wide
Nobody on the
receiver.
internet would do that.
Well, no, maybe instead of just being another 6'5" wide receiver, he wanted to be the first ever 6'5" DB.
Right, he's the first one that can run.
He's
as
the
fast
first ever
backwards
6'5"
as
corner.
forwards.
And so
The
that
wide receiver
play
was too easy.
was about impressive as it gets. And as time goes on,
Well, the best thing about this is
What's the best
the
part,
immediate
Lloyd?
Zapruder film breakdown of, well, who threw it?
and what I'll say is
have
I
anything
don't
nice,
think it was
man.
Nussmeier.
It's not. He's right here. I mean, of course, I had to go do my due
Of
diligence.
course, good job. But even if you just look at the video, the fact that he's covering Teron Francis, that probably means it's not the first team
Then
on
why
the
is he out there
field.
getting third string reps? Are we going to bench Picket?
Yep.
Are we not going to play him?
He's right there.
Yep.
Chin strap is unbuckled.
Yep. So it's not him. He did not throw this ball.
So rest easy.
Everybody breathe. Wasn't 13. But
Throw.
what a play by DJ Pickett. And Glenn says it every time he comes on. He says it's not if, but when DJ
Yes.
gets on the field. And I've said it multiple times. As time goes on, as we get closer and closer to game day, the more I feel like he's going to play game one. Like he's going to be a impact player game number one. I think the game that I think we've lined it up as, like Florida, if he's on the field by game 3, the more time goes on, I think it's game one.
He'll play game one.
I know. I think it's going to be like not just spot play.
I think that's what you'll see, and then it might be like, we have to keep him out here.
Yeah, that might be the mindset putting it. I think he earns that spot.
I don't think he trots
early.
out with the ones.
Probably not. I
He'll
think it's probably
like two.
Delane and.
Do you think
and
that's a good or bad
Stamps.
thing? If you mean you're looking for something, or by just him playing, they're like, we have.
I trust Baker to put the right guy out there.
Me too.
And so if it's not Pickett, that means they probably just want to see it first, which I understand. Like, I mean, it's a true freshman getting thrown into the mix, but this is. I mean, I see that. That's pretty special. But
How tall is Trey does?
6'7".
6'7".
Yeah. Okay.
In other news, I saw on Twitter yesterday an account called @Clemson_addict.
The
He
worst
lined
drug.
up a couple of questions.
Is it
Yeah,
the mascot?
He quote tweeted a tweet that said, "What are we overlooking?" Tiger commenter talking about Clemson said, "What are we overlooking that's right in front of us that could hold this Clemson team back?" And he said, "Great question. Riley's play calling at times, which is their OC. Cade's decisions to go rogue every once in a while.
Go rogue.
The questions at running back, run defense, tackling overall, and offensive line play in short
Oh,
yardage
God.
situations."
See, this is nice because it's nice to see somebody else's insecurities. We spend so
Yes.
much time worrying about our
Yes.
own that it's like, oh yeah, they have problems too.
Right.
There's a bunch of shit that they're uncomfortable about. Like they're not perfect, and we're the only people with flaws going into this game. Thank you for doing that.
No, I'm like when I saw this, I was like, that really is a breath of fresh air
really is.
to like look at Clemson like they're human, like rather than just this team that
Looking at their
you
three
read the
preseason
reports and they've got
All-Americans and-
these All-Americans and they've got top 10 draft picks on the D line, this, that, and the other. To actually look at the some of the negative aspects of the team, I guess you could say, coming from someone that watches the team closely, it's good to see them human. And some of these things are interesting. Like the offensive play calling, I feel like that's something that LSU probably has their concerns as well. The quarterback's decision making, I feel like that's comparable between LSU and Clemson. Questions at running back, I think LSU is a little more set at the running back position than Clemson is, as they've got a running back turned wide receiver, now wide receiver turned back running back at the running back spot. And then their run defense and tackling, which I think for LSU that probably applies as well.
Tackling seems like a big one.
You just don't
Yeah,
get
he
to
said-
do
he
it.
said-
In general, tackling.
They said tackling overall.
Yeah,
Which means that they
Ooh.
obviously have concerns just about their ability to tackle.
I would
Yeah.
say the same thing about LSU.
I would say the same thing about LSU. Run defense, I would say the same thing about LSU. And then offensive line play in short yardage situations.
I would say the same thing about LSU.
I would say the same thing
They
about
even
LSU,
have their
so-
own
Well,
Frico.
don't take the fun out of it, but
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying. They even have their own Juwan Johnson. A
Right.
Running back turned wide receiver, turned running back.
running back.
It's like staring in a mirror.
Yep.
except the difference is he's our fourth running back, whereas with them, he's
It's their starter.
Yeah.
one. Like we have really good depth.
Right.
Our top three are we don't
Yes.
have 6 guys, but we've got 3
Yeah.
elite guys.
And so I thought it was very interesting to see the question marks they have and kind of compare it to. It's very similar to LSU, and some of the question marks you might have about the LSU Tigers going into 2025. And so we'll see how they match up against one another. And next week we'll start, diving in a little more on that game and position groups and previewing LSU Clemson more closely than we have up to this point. In other news in the college football space, today we should hear the ruling on the Michigan scandal stuff. Pete Thamel put it out yesterday morning. The NCAA has formally notified parties tied to the Michigan NCAA infractions case that an announcement on the findings and punishments will be publicly released on Friday. So that Friday would be today. So we'll find out what the findings and punishments will be for Michigan football today. I would assume it's just vacated wins.
Mm-mm.
You think it's going to be worse
I
than that?
listened to Pete Thamel yesterday on McAfee,
Mm-hmm.
and he said that, I mean, he's been like a dog with a bone with this thing. This has been 3 years of his life.
Yeah.
And he said most likely it will be a hefty fine.
That's it.
And the possible additional suspensions of games to Sharon Moore, their head coach, because everybody else is gone.
Right,
Like
right,
that
right,
entire
yeah.
coaching staff is gone. And
Harbaugh won his natty and then got it back
yeah, because
there.
he knew that this was like, well, I'm
Right.
not playing under any more rules.
Sanctions.
Yeah, I did this so I could win and get a head coaching job again.
Right.
But yeah, that was his reporting, and he's been the one that's like the only person really covering this still. So I'd
Right.
imagine he knows that the only thing that they'd be is pay a fine, and then on top of that, if they already levied, Michigan self-imposed a 2-game suspension of Sharon Moore, and it's only if NCAA adds more games to that, and then they immediately pivoted like, well, is Bryce Underwood going to start? Like, we don't care about this. He's like, I would imagine so.
So it's a little slap on the wrist for Michigan when it came to all that.
I mean, we talked about this forever.
Which does make sense because the entire coaching staff and that regime, besides Sharon Moore, is gone.
Michigan man.
It's no longer there. So you'll hear the official announcement today, but like Lloyd said, it feels like it is a fine. Into the 2 claps this morning. Did you see Kahan Booty's catch yesterday? Where it looks like he's starting to find his groove. He played pretty well last year after there were reports going into his rookie season, wasn't really impressing, this, that, and the other. Did he make the roster? He did. And then last season for New England, he stepped up and made some big plays. And then yesterday in their joint practice with Minnesota, throw it up to Kahan Booty in a double team and watch what happens. Just throw it up. First of all, look at Will Campbell stonewall that guy. Mm-hmm. And then just throw it up to number 9.
As someone who owns Drake May in a dynasty fantasy,
You pleased with that?
Oh, 14 got hurt. Or he's doing the loser limp.
Yeah, a little loser limp.
I kind of got rolled up on. Where did he come from? Oh, 44.
44.
Oh. You gotta be kidding me!
Yeah, no, he was not happy. But it's always good to see wide receiver you get continued as Kahan Booty's out there balling for the Pats. Excited to see what they look like this season. As they've got a couple Tigers on the team, Will, Swinson, and Kahan. Next up, 2 claps. Ready. Ooh. Last night, a little high school football on the television as Buford and Milton High School, both in Georgia, faced off on the high school kickoff on ESPN2, I believe, and there looked like it might be a little new score bug on the screen
A sneak peek.
between these two. And so I think it might be a little sneak peek to what it'll look like on ESPN this year. And I want to get everyone's thoughts on the score bug. Do we like it? Everybody, we got fans, or we hating on it?
A little big.
Looks like college football a little bit.
It does.
It does look like the video game. I like it. I think it looks good.
It's not
I mean,
bad.
it is a little large,
It's all big.
I mean, you can't see the players.
right? But I do.
But that's why
I think
you
it
roll
looks
it up.
good.
It's a soft opening.
I think if it was this same exact design
I'm a little
But
over.
smaller.
and just smaller, it'd be perfect.
I'm a little over.
What's
I'm a
the
little over
flag
gradients.
animation look
You don't
At
like
this
the
point,
gradient?
Yeah, gradients. I'm not thrilled with
Oh,
anymore. Feels
yeah.
very 5 years ago, but
Oh, I gradient every. You should look at all of our thumbnails. They're
ESPN
gradient.
is
those,
like-
those look okay.
Thank you.
But
Appreciate that.
the gradient against the black, I don't know.
You don't
It's
like
just,
that?
It's just
ESPN's like gradient U.
graphic
Yeah,
design
I mean,
nerd coming out. But
There you go.
Well, you build your own and we'll
It's clean.
compare.
Yeah.
It's
you want
nice.
to build your own score bug?
maybe I will.
That would be great. It'd
Send
be
it
good
in.
content. Send it in. Maybe ESPN will use it.
With permission.
Use me, ESPN.
But I like the score bug. I think if it's a little bit smaller, I think it's a winner.
I do too.
And because they've rolled out some bad ones, and this one I think is a good one. So
That's
2
true.
claps. Ready. This I saw yesterday, and you will quite literally
Hell
never
yes.
be able to convince me that this was an accident. I don't care who says it was an accident. You won't convince me. This was done on purpose. It was somebody just like one of us behind
One
that
of
screen
us.
producing.
One of us.
You cannot convince me that this was on accident. You can't. There's no way.
Spot the.
Do you notice it, Christian?
Of course I do. I've seen this.
You've seen
You
it?
can't. You can't tell me.
I'm not RG3.
You can't tell me this was an accident.
The X and the S
No.
are right next to each other.
I don't care.
Oh, I mean, they're like. I'm telling you, I would like. This is what I'm going to believe, that it is somebody, probably like Christian, an intern at WTOC.
Don't put this on me.
I mean, who
that's
would do
behind
it?
the screen, and it's like, what would be funny, guys?
It's
It's so easy. I can blame it on the fact that they're next to
And
each
then he,
other
like,
on the.
then he probably like showed his buddy sitting next to him. He's like,
keyboard.
"Look,
Dude,
I
look
said
at this.
penis," and then he forgot to.
yes.
Right.
And then
Never
he hit-
changed it back.
Yeah, he's never changed it back.
He definitely did mean to type Michael Penix, type penis, and then looked at his buddy. He's like, "Ooh," and then never changed. And
imagine?
then fired it off. He's like, "Oh, I did the penis."
I did the wrong one.
And he's watching the news. Maybe it's his first graphic. Mom's watching. He's like, "Look, I did the lower third."
Like,
Son. Like, what?
Disgusting.
Penis Junior.
Sicko.
Junior.
I couldn't believe it.
That's awesome.
I'm going to choose to believe that was on purpose
with
and
you.
not on accident.
Probably might have been a Saints fan.
It
Hooked
could
on
have
the
been.
wrong stuff.
It could have been
Ooh.
somebody that is a
Infiltrated.
Espionage.
like
the
a
lowest,
like a Tulane
the
a Tulane
lowest
grad
grade
that went and worked
espionage.
for WTOC in Atlanta, and is like, what? I'm going to get this guy. He's got a gold jersey
Tulane
on
grads are
underneath.
Giants and Jets fans, though.
You think so?
That's true.
Yeah. So what? An LSU grad?
That didn't go to school.
They're all
Just got
Giants
the
and
job.
Jets. They're all Giants and Jets fans because they couldn't get into any of the northeastern schools, so they go down to
Couldn't go to Fordham.
They're like, oh, Mardi Gras.
yeah. That's all
But
passed out on
if
the
you have like the
street.
choice between Fordham and Tulane, what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
I'm gonna go.
but
Tulane.
they wanted to go
Ruin
to
Mardi
like
Gras.
Yale and Harvard,
Right,
and they can't
Princeton.
get in.
Yeah, no, it's the couldn't get into Cornell kids.
yeah,
There you go.
and they all wear tutus and pass out in the street.
Oh, my God.
And,
it's disgusting.
I know.
And Katie's daughter. Shout out to Katie's daughter. Going
yeah,
to
she's
Tulane.
actually smart.
She is
She's
very
from-
smart.
She beat it.
It
She
is
made it through the
actually-
mud.
Yeah, she made it there.
It's a
very good school.
It
Started
is.
in Baton Rouge and ended up at Tulane. That's usually it's usually a winning
I think
winning method there.
There's only been 2 people that I know of
Uh-huh.
from Alexandria that have made it to Tulane.
Uh-huh.
3, 2,
2.
both athletes.
Nice.
One a punter,
There you go.
and the second one offensive lineman still in the league.
Come on.
It's a hell of an education
Still in the
system
league.
you guys got up
Yeah.
there.
Awesome.
Sin law.
Yeah,
It's good to hear.
he graduated in 3 years. And
Shout out to Central Louisiana.
shout out to those 2.
Three kids got out.
yeah,
Three kids made it out of Alexandria there.
but literally, it's an
And
improbable
Jacoby
situation.
Hillary.
It really is a
Hillary
problem.
made it out of
Yeah,
Alec.
it seems like an issue.
But 2 claps to whoever the intern was that made that lower third for Michael Pennix.
Clap it
is
on the
name.
penis.
2 claps ready. But good morning. Glad to see everybody in the chat this morning as
You really can't go back and fix this either. You
No,
have
no,
to-
it's there. It's done.
Yeah.
Even if you were to take it off the screen and put a new one up.
Yeah.
I think it's like probably
We've got it now.
pre-recorded.
Yeah.
It's live television.
Yeah,
so
it's
you
too
can't
late.
redo it.
Nope. Michael Pennix.
It's Michael Penis.
Junior.
Junior.
Junior. Yeah, Junior.
Put respect on Michael
Yeah.
Penis.
Make sure you get the junior right. But like we said, we will be out on the practice field today as LSU is continuing fall camp. We'll have Cody Riley join us in about 30 minutes to talk LSU football AP poll, give us his thoughts on. He had Clemson at number 1 on his AP poll and LSU at 5. They obviously come in at 4 and 9 on the actual AP poll. So we'll get his thoughts on why he ranked teams where he did. But a little segment this morning, we're going to talk about the non-quarterback impact players for LSU in 2025. Because, look, there are very, very high expectations for the Tigers going into this season. And a lot of those have to do with number 13, maybe number 18, under center or in the shotgun, wherever they line him up at. The quarterback, Garrett Nussmeier, are where a lot of those high expectations reside because, one, it's a returning quarterback with a lot of experience. And that experience last season made him he led the league and led the country in passing yards, and now he's returning to LSU, obviously, to try and win a national championship. So a lot of the high expectations have to do with him, but LSU's loaded up on this roster elsewhere. And so what we want to talk about is we're all going to go around, we're going to draft our top 3 non-quarterback impact players for the Tigers. Look, originally the idea was just to line up and we would all pick our own 3 and go through that way. But then, of course, I kind of helped myself out a little bit, and I gave myself the low-hanging fruit as it was my idea, and I picked
My idea, my picks.
I picked Brilen Moore, Harold Perkins, Kaden
Oh, get it
Durham.
out there. Yeah, of course. Just so you know.
And just so everyone, I mean, I think those are 3 probably. Those are the low-hanging fruit. Those are the easy ones.
Well, good luck getting all 3.
And so we're going to do a draft to break down. And when we make our pick, we're going to talk about why we think what their impact will be, why they're important for LSU this season.
And we should make note of this, right? And maybe check in mid-season.
Of course.
See who's 3 are having the biggest impact. Who's fucking wrong.
Yes.
Save the results.
You know, maybe do a halfway and then a full season check-in for our preseason 3.
And I think the way we're going to go about the draft order is we're going to pop open one of these packs of Topps baseball cards, Series 1.
Hey, who gave us those cards?
From our friends over at AJ Sports Cards on Drusilla Lane, 3348 Drusilla Lane. Check them out on social media, AJ Sports Cards 225, as they do great stuff on the social media. They've got some real fun stuff coming out, and their store has everything you can imagine. These are a little throwback. These are 2023, but Lloyd's got some 2025s next to him, or 2024s next to him, in their collection at the store. They've got everything you could imagine. So make sure you check out AJ Sports Cars there on Drusilla Lane and let them know you appreciate what they've done for Tingle & Co. So I think the way we're going to do this is we're going to all name a team, obviously. And what should we do? Whoever's team gets pulled first gets first pick.
I like that.
Okay, so everybody name a team.
How do you get to pick your name of the team first? No.
We'll just go around name a team.
Mariners.
He's got the Mariners.
Minnesota Twins.
The Twins.
I'm going to keep it close to the heart. Red Sox.
The Red Sox. I'm going to go the San Francisco Giants.
Madison Bumgarner.
Rip this pack open. Shout out to AJ Sports Cards. We've got a Los Angeles Dodger.
Shohei
up.
That would have been
Ohtani.
a smart play.
We've got a Philly.
That would have been a
A
smart play.
Royal.
too. Why did we all actually
A
not want
Rocky?
to win? Oh, because we're so scarred by
A
eating
National.
cards.
We've got a Dodger, a Brave, and a Marlin. We've got a Diamondback. We've got another Rocky.
Jesus.
We've got an Astro, a White Sox, and a Blue Jay.
What's happening?
We've got the Red Sox.
Hey, first
There
pick.
goes the first pick goes to Jonathan. Then we've got
What's the
a
whole team?
New York Met. We've got a Washington National. We've got a Cincinnati Red. Lloyd has got the second pick. We've got a Blue Jay, another Red, and a Texas Ranger. So Jonathan first, Lloyd second. Me and Christian are going to rock, paper, scissors for the third and last pick.
2 out of 3 or 1?
2 out of 3.
Okay.
Christian Scooch. Oh, there
Rock.
you go.
That was a really fun visual. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh.
Okay.
1.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Not again.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right, here we go. Game 7.
my
Oh,
God,
I can't take it anymore.
What's gonna happen?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Yes.
All right. Are we doing a snake though? So I'm going.
We should snake it. Yeah.
I'm going 4th pick and.
Yeah, you actually
first
didn't
pick.
want to win.
I didn't want to win, so it worked out well. All right. So Jonathan, you're up first.
First overall pick.
Your first overall pick for the non-quarterback on LSU's roster.
I'm a
that'll
little
have an
torn.
impact.
Lloyd Cushenberry.
I'm a little torn. I'm gonna go with the Kush. I'm gonna pick Whit Weeks.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'm gonna play it safe. I'm gonna go with what the
Whit
most consistent
Weeks.
guy on defense.
I would
right?
say
Kind of
so.
the heart and soul of that entire unit. I mean, what else can you say about Whit Weeks?
There you go. So Whit Weeks, first player off the board for impact non-quarterback impact players for LSU in 2025. Lloyd, you have your selection coming up here. Pick number 2.
Give me 1 second.
Who will be the next player taken in the non-quarterback impact players?
I'm googling the team because
Whit is
I
a good
don't-
pick.
I don't know any
I feel like
players.
it's one of two.
Well, I mean, I think Whit is if you're going to look at the leader on each side,
Yeah.
you have Nussmeier on offense. I think he'll be 18. I think Whit will be 18. So he fills that role of the leader of the defense, and also
And I mean, how many tackles last year?
he's about 120. I think.
120.
And so he's as consistent as it gets.
That's impact.
So I think that's definitely a very, very good pick.
With my selection, number 2 pick overall in the LSU 2025 draft outside of Garrett Nussmeier, Team Courtney selects Harold Perkins.
Harold Perkins. There you go. That's about what I expected.
Yeah, it was one.
go.
It was one
Yeah.
or the other.
Harold Perkins, the 2nd pick here in the draft. Lloyd, the reasoning behind your selection?
It's hard to go against the coach, as Blake Baker has come out and said with authority that Harold Perkins, the best thing about him is that he has looked healthy coming off the surgery. If you didn't know he had it, you wouldn't be able to tell. He himself wants to play the star position, as that was much maligned going into the year. Where do you put him? How do you play him? And it was a lot of conjecture about, I want to play in the middle. It's good for my NFL future. He says, no, I want to play star.
Yep.
And then my own eyeballs. Seeing him move around at practice, I was like, this is all I need to see.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
He looks, it's Harold Perkins. And when coach goes, he's got an extra year that nobody else has. And he
Yeah.
still has it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and I think-
Lambeau looks fine when he came out the garage.
On the Harold Perkins point, I think if you look up,
And he can play running back.
and we're talking about this in October or November, and we're talking about Harold Perkins being the best player on your defense at that point, like in the discussion for name the defensive awards, that means LSU's probably really good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I think as much as I love the Whit pick, and I think he's the safest
Yeah.
pick.
Mm-hmm.
The ceiling of
The
Harold
ceiling's
Perkins
higher.
is
And it's the sexier pick,
if
for
Perk is
sure.
reaching this ceiling, that means LSU is reaching this ceiling.
Yeah.
Whit could be reaching this ceiling and LSU still be, because he's as consistent as
Right.
it gets. He's going to perform regardless. They went 8-4, and he was the best player on your defense. If he does that again, Harold Perkins is the one that puts you over the edge.
He is
So I
Reggie Bush
agree.
falling
I
to
agree with
2.
that assessment.
I think it's a good assessment.
Yeah.
So, Christian, you are pick number 3.
Okay, so we've had 2 flashy picks, 2 linebackers, 1 star, 1
Oh,
linebacker.
I know what you're going to go with.
Haha. So I'll
That's
take Brilen Moore, the starting center.
That's a good pick. And your reasoning.
My reasoning behind it is the biggest question on this team is the offensive line. As we know, I think we saw in practice a lot of interior pressure. I think if teams are able to generate that interior pressure against LSU, LSU's in for a rude awakening this season. So I think having a solid center like Brilen Moore and not a DJ Chester like you saw last year, I think can really solidify LSU. And I think giving Nuss less responsibilities is very important for him to play well and play with less pressure on him. I think if Brilen Moore's able to call out whatever he needs to call out, I'm not a center, I'm not an offensive lineman, I really don't know what they call out. But whatever the call outs are, I'd much rather the center making those call outs than the quarterback.
Identifying the mic, getting the pass pro setup, all of those things. That's one thing I saw that I really liked at practice the other day was Brilen Moore taking that weight off of Nussmeier's shoulders, and I think that's like Christian said, that's the reason you went and got him. Is you need somebody on that line to lead that's not the guy also trying to make the plays at quarterback. So,
Well,
Christian, good pick, buddy.
Yeah, good
Well
pick.
reasoned.
Lloyd, what were you about to say?
Oh, I saw a video. It was Cam Newton talking about it was him doing like football 101, and there's this video of Tua Tagovailoa, which I'm sure people have seen, of like the responsibilities of a quarterback, and he goes through all the things you have to do in the huddle that because his McDaniel, his coach, doesn't allow the offensive line to make calls. He wants the quarterback to do it. So he calls the play in the huddle, which is 13 sentences long. Breaks the huddle. He goes, and this is what I have to do. First, you have to find the safeties, and you have to look at the play clock. Then you have to see where the mic is. Identify the mic, adjust where you think you have to slide the offensive line. That's part of identifying the mic. Then he has to look at his wide receivers and say, look, we're going kill. We're going bleed up play 2. And you have to make sure that they know what they're doing. You look at the clock. Can I change it again? 10 seconds, 5 seconds. Got to go. Cut. And it's like, fuck, you have a lot to do. If you take one of those things away from Nuss, you avoid the things that we saw last year, which were play clock running down, quick timeouts where you're like, we're not lined up. And you're running out of time. Yeah. And that was the play clock was your enemy as opposed to your friend. This can make the play clock your friend.
Yes, where you're splitting those responsibilities up. You have literally – you want your center to be kind of a secondary quarterback of calling those things out, taking it off your quarterback's shoulders. And so I've been very pleased with what Brilen Moore's looked like so far at fall camp, and it's a good pick, Christian.
Thank you.
Sold off my board. So I'm going to go with my first pick here, pick number 4 of the first round. I'm going Kaden Durham.
Yep. Great pick.
Running back for LSU. Obviously, we talked about it ad nauseum yesterday, how important the run game is for LSU as a team, especially as an offense. And I think that right now, when you're talking about importance and impact, Kaden Durham might be the second most important player on your team, definitely the second most important player on your offense. Like, now you don't have depth at the running back position, really. You've got three guys on scholarship. Outside of that, you have Juwan Johnson moving back, and then you've got some of the walk-on guys. So you don't really have the same depth you thought you had. There's Caleb Jackson, who you still want to see kind of prove it and pop off, and then you've got a true freshman in Harlem Berry. So that's a lot of weight on Kaden Durham's shoulders in the running back room. And when it comes to this offense, what you want to see is an effective run game to help out Nussmeier and to help out the defense. And that's all going to reside with number 29 at the running back spot. So my non-quarterback impact player for LSU in 2025, my first pick is running back Kaden Durham. And then next up, as it snakes back around.
I don't think it should snake.
The first.
It really is unbelievable.
The first overall pick of the second round.
Sure. Game the game.
There's a lot of. I mean, you want to go back to Jonathan first pick?
No,
we can. That's fine with me.
Just pick.
Just pick.
Okay. There's a lot of options left here. I think the obvious 4 have been taken. The other ones are pretty.
I think this is where it gets fun.
Wide open. This is where it's going to get interesting. There's multiple ways that I could go. I want to go defense because I took a running back already, and there's some defense is already off the board. But I think I'm going to go offense, and I think I'm going to go with Trey Green.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to avoid this entire fucking scenario.
That's what I was picking too.
Yeah.
Best player in America.
I think Trey if you watched the bowl game against Baylor, Trey was very much heavily featured in the offense. And look, I think Trey is somebody that they're going to have to keep on the field consistently. And the way it works is if he can actually pick up and make an impact as a blocker somehow, adding in that physicality, he could very well end up being one of the best players on your offense. And I think his role in this team will be Nussmeier's kind of safety outlet. But also, if you saw the practice on Monday that we got to go see, he was the best player on the field. And there's only a few people on this team that have that ceiling of they can be the best player on the field whenever they want. And that's why I've got Trey Green, tight end. He is the ultimate weapon for LSU in 2025. So
they're just like a handful of guys on the team that are like, what the fuck?
Right. Yeah.
When you see him out there moving. And he's one of the 4.
I would agree.
And so yeah, if you get a chance to take a what the fuck guy.
Yeah,
take a what the fuck guy.
What's Feldman's list? The freaks?
Yeah.
Like you have a couple of those, and Trey Green is one. I mean, 6'7", basically a wide receiver, but is playing tight end. He's put on 20 pounds. Shout out to the fried chicken and red beans. And if he can add an impact as a blocker and keep himself on the field more and allow other weapons to be on the field rather than just kind of go 2 tight end set with him, but also the way you can use him. You split him out wide. You play him as a wide receiver. You put him at the end of the line, this, that, and the other. he doubled his receptions and touchdowns in the bowl game against Baylor, and I think it's going to look pretty similar in the season this year. So, Christian, I believe you're up next with the second overall pick of the second round. Who are you going to take?
I mean, you kind of stole my second. Did I steal your first pick?
Yeah.
And you stole my second pick?
Mhm.
All right, fair enough.
wanna
I'm
trade?
going to go with Bernard Gooden.
Okay.
Yeah, so if he's anything close, this is my reason why. If he's anything close to what we've seen in camp, I think LSU, their defense kind of takes that next step, takes that next level of play. I think from what we've seen in camp, getting interior pressure not only on the run game and breaking through the line, but also in the passing game and putting pressure on Garrett Nussmeier on the interior of the pocket, flushing a guy that can't run too well out, I think is key for LSU. Bernard Gooden is also very loud. He's vocal. I think he's going to be a problem for teams to come versus LSU. So number 88, Bernard Gooden will be my second impact player.
And I like that pick. And when we just looked at the, that tweet from the Clemson fan, what was his name?
Clemson
addict. There's a couple of things that he highlights, concerns for Clemson's season, that I think Bernard Gooden will have a direct impact on. They have questions at running back. So obviously the run game, if you've seen, the LSU front has dominated the LSU offense's run game so far at fall camp. And then the next one is the offensive line play in short yardage situations. And those kind of go hand in hand. But I think Bernard Gooden is kind of your, like, so far he's been your ultimate weapon on the defensive line through fall camp. He has been the star of fall camp. And that's a really good pick because I think he could have, especially on game one, a massive, massive impact right out of the gate where it's like blowing up run plays, getting after the quarterback. Like Christian said, if you're a defensive line and you can create pressure up the middle at the quarterback and make him run to the outside, think about what LSU has waiting around the outside if they can get Klubnik to run around.
Right. That's exactly
And
where
it makes
you
the
want
edges
guys
job way easier.
It makes their life easier, and you did not create havoc a year ago at that spot, and I think now you can with a guy like Bernard Gooden. So that's a good pick. It's a good pick. So that turns the board to Lloyd.
Aaron Anderson.
I figured that was going to be on the way.
My
I like
muse.
you've got a good board right now.
Yeah, I sprint to the podium when I see a pick.
You did.
And as much as I wanted to go with Chris Hilton, too low of a floor, super high ceiling, what Aaron Anderson did last year, I think is somebody that when you're a quarterback and you have that relationship that gets to move to the next year and you have a rapport with a player like that and the explosiveness of Aaron Anderson, and that's his first real full season under his belt, he's going to get better.
Yes.
And the only question mark is injuries. He's healthy now, but when you're an athlete like that, it is a little bit easier to get hurt. But Aaron Anderson, because of his productivity last year, I do see his catches going down, but probably yards going up and touchdowns going up because I think he is a problem.
No, I agree. And I think
Draft year.
I like the ceiling floor thing you said, where like Hilton, it's a low floor and a really high ceiling. Anderson, it's a high floor and a high ceiling. Like, and that's a really good pick. And I think Aaron is going to ball for LSU this season. And like you saw the relationship, and the other thing is the confidence the LSU coaches have in that relationship already. To tell Aaron, you know what? Take your time coming back to practice. We know you and Nuss are like y'all are good. Like y'all don't have. So for the coaches to have that confidence in that relationship should allow for the fan base to feel that good about number 13 and number 1, or number 18 and number 1 with Garrett Nussmeier and Aaron Anderson. So I think it's a really good pick. I'm excited to see what Aaron Anderson looks like now that you've got some real dynamic weapons around him. Mm-hmm. And like if you want to lock in on number 1, Chris said it in media days. He was like, if you want to focus in on one receiver,
by all means,
fine. Like. So if you're going to lock in on stopping Aaron Anderson, which good luck, first off, Nick Anderson, Berrien Brown, Chris Hilton, Xavion Thomas, Kyle Parker, go down the list. They're all still on the field, Coach. Like, try. And so when that happens, then it's timeout. And the other thing with Aaron that I really like is the simulated run game. Mm-hmm. I think he's going to play a massive, massive part in that, where it's tunnel screens, end arounds, jet sweeps, all of those things. Like – that adds to the importance of Aaron Anderson, so I like that a lot. Jonathan, back to you as you've got 2 picks back to back. snake draft.
This gets a little tricky, though. I'm going to vamp for a minute because part of what I'm thinking, the guys I'm looking at, right?
Yep.
A lot of guys are running kind of in the same area of what Lloyd just said, right? Why Aaron Anderson's important. So I don't know if I should pick another guy that's maybe just kind of a less useful version of that. You know what I'm going to do? All right, I'm going to stick with my heart. I'm going to go Patrick Payton.
Oh,
Pass rush makes the world go around.
First edge rusher off.
Don't
the
it?
I
board.
thought for sure he was going to just
was
slide,
gonna make
slither
it.
to
No,
me.
I don't think I can. Like I know that Pyburn's making a lot of noise, but I think that Peyton's more of the every down guy on the edge.
Well,
right?
even if he's just a
And-
pass rusher.
We've seen what he can do in 23 on that undefeated Florida State team.
Yeah.
He's got all the physical capabilities. And like you guys said, I mean, like if there's Gooden opening up things in the middle, and
Yes,
you've got
yes.
you got the linebackers on the outside. That creates a lot of room for a guy like him to fucking eat.
Yes, I agree.
And I do believe that he will eat.
And Seville solidified like why I was going to take Patrick Payton is because he said it best. People's going to have an All-American. And like
This is the one. Like, if you were to ask me before the season starts,
we are.
which one is going to be, I would say Patrick Payton is
Yeah.
the one that has that All-American ceiling and is ready now to hit it. Like, I think Gabe Relaford, me and you, Lloyd, have drooled over him since high school. He has that same ceiling. I don't know if it happens in 2025.
Well, just because the people like
Just because of the guys in the room, and he's a soft. I think his junior year, him and Don McKinley in 2026, scary for opposing teams. I think Patrick Payton in 2025 is a really good
I think
pick.
everything's just in place, right?
No, that's a great pick. I think Patrick Payton is the one. Like when you're looking at who breaks out and fills the shoes of Braden Swinson because of what he did last season, I think Patrick Payton is the guy that you look at and say
he could be a better Braden Swinson.
he could be a
and
better.
that's no
Braden
shade.
Yeah,
Swinson
no,
was
right.
unbelievable.
There's
but,
NFL talent, great player.
but the measurables one.
More physical talent, natural
Yes.
physical talent.
Yes. And now you've gotten him into the
And
LSU's
surrounded by
weight
better
room,
players.
surrounded by good players on that defense.
I mean, he was on an island at Florida State. Like we
Right.
stink.
and
brother.
when he had Jared Verse on the other side, what did he look like?
yes,
Yeah.
Great. You know? And so now he's got Bernard Gooden in the middle, Harold Perkins behind him, Whit Weeks behind him, Jack Pyburn and Gabe Relaford on the other side, all of these pieces. And he's been in LSU. Like, I will contend Jacob Flint and LSU strength and conditioning staff has been excellent. Like, you've seen the physical development of these guys. Him getting in here, no diss to Florida State and their strength staff, but I think Patrick Payton has improved from being a part of the LSU program from that standpoint. So the first pick of the third round, Jonathan, to close out your non-quarterback impact team, who do you take? Your team currently consists of Whit Weeks and Patrick Payton.
Yeah, and we don't have to necessarily pick an offensive player.
You don't? No.
We're not creating a team. I'm just looking for guys that are going to make noise. I'm of two minds, and I think I'm gonna be a little safe with it. Monsieur Delane.
Good pick.
Good pick.
I mean, he's going to be the starting cornerback. He's walking into that position. He is head and shoulders in terms of experience. Everything that we've seen says that he is capable of being a lockdown guy. And you don't count out the number one cornerback on a defense like ours. That means you're a hell of a fucking player. Again, maybe not the sexiest, but I think in terms of who's going to have the biggest impact on this season, I think that makes sense.
That's a really good pick. That's probably who I had slated to go with my final pick because I think
It might be a little early for him, but
not at all.
not at all.
I think
if he was gonna
the
slip.
cornerback one
yeah,
on this defense is going to take on a massive assignment when you look at the schedule. Whether it's Nicholas Harbor at South Carolina, it's Antonio Williams at Clemson, it's Ryan Williams at Alabama. Go down the list of top-end wide receivers in conference play. That's who he's going to be matched up against when you're looking at it on paper ahead of the year. So he has a massive role, and if he serves that role and does that impact, makes that impact LSU's better for it. So that's a really good pick. You have a all-defense
I do.
team with Whit Weeks, Patrick Payton, and Mansour Delane is Jonathan's crew for non-quarterback impact players this season.
I'm happy with it.
And Lloyd, it turns to you now. Your third selection to follow up Harold Perkins and Aaron Anderson.
I have Harold Perkins, Aaron Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
I know who I'm taking. AJ Halsey.
Okay.
Yeah.
That probably was going to be my pick.
That
That's a
that
good, that's a good selection.
It was
I
one or the
think
other for me.
that is a really, really good pick. Lloyd, your reasoning for AJ Halsey.
Obviously adds, and like we said, you got better at the position. It's something that has woed LSU for the past, since the defense has been bad, has been poor safety play. And I think he will be a breath of fresh air to LSU fans. So people are going to be looking to anything that he does. I think it's spun into a positive light already.
Yeah.
If he does one play, knocks one ball down, like, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, right.
And then his ability to intercept passes, his instincts back there. He doesn't have, not the most like physical toolsy guy, but you can't replace those instincts. It's a little bit like, I see the game differently than you. And he's somebody that can change a football game. 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 6, and you're looking for a stop. You're down 4, fourth quarter. You try to throw it over the middle, AJ Halsey. You're like, that's why you're here. 5 interceptions last year, and I think he's had 12 for his career. I mean, that's a man that has. That's not a mistake.
No,
it's a man that has a nose for the football,
Right.
and that's somebody
Turning
I like.
thirds into fourths.
Yes, it's a man I want on the back end of my defense.
Right.
So
And
AJ Halsey changes the position, changes the game for you.
Yeah. Well, and look, the safety position. Think about where it was a year ago. And where it's been the last couple of years at LSU since you lost Jay Ward and Jarek Bernard-Converse and Greg Brooks. Like, since you haven't had those guys, it's been kind of tough sledding at that spot. And those instincts, man, like, they play every single time. And with Halsey, I think he's one of those guys when I talk about ceiling, I don't think he has the ceiling of being the best player on your team, but I think he has the ceiling of being, like, the best player on the defense right now is A.J. Halsey. Like, when he first got here, I was like, he legitimately has the ability to be the best player on your defense. Like, he has that much talent. He's got a nose for the ball, and he flies to fill a run hole. Like, he's not just a ball hawk. Like, he's trying to hit somebody.
Give me that. Punch it out.
Fucking safety.
And I think he's going to be a dog for LSU in 2025. Good pick, Lloyd.
Thank you.
And Christian.
I've watched this so many times.
My last pick is complicated
because
I would pick Damian Ramos, but that's boring. That's
that is
really boring. So I'm not going to be like the New Orleans Saints and pick somebody boring. I'm going to go with Kyle Parker.
Okay.
As my last pick.
Kyle Parker, wow.
Kyle Parker is the one wide receiver throughout camp. Now, granted, Aaron Anderson has been hurt. But outside of Kyle Parker and I guess Xavier Thomas, you have not seen a level of consistency from the wide receivers that these two guys have given you. And I think Kyle Parker has been more trusted than Garrett Nussmeier. I know that video came out the other day, but when LSU has needed a big third down in camp, they've gone to Kyle Parker. And Kyle Parker did it a little bit last year before he got injured. You saw against USC and you saw against UCLA. Kyle Parker is going to be huge in this wide receiver room. And, he's my pick for this round.
That's a good pick. I think he
I like that.
is.
One more reason. He's also a physically imposing wide receiver. The reason why I didn't go with Xavier is because you kind of already have a Xavier archetype in Aaron Anderson, who I think will get more run than Xavier will. Kyle Parker's more of a physically imposing wide receiver than Aaron Anderson, so you'll see you're going to have to rely on an X receiver in some fashion. And whether that's Barryon Brown, Kyle Parker, you've seen Kyle Parker in the slot a lot, but I think Kyle Parker's kind of like that guy for you that can complement Aaron Anderson and Barryon Brown well, but I think Kyle Parker right now is firmly wide receiver 2 because of who Nussmeier looks to the most.
Okay. And I think if you go back and you watch Kyle Parker's high school film, it was unbelievable. Like, he had, I think,
he's a player.
A couple of games where he had like 300 receiving yards.
Mm-hmm.
Like, was
in
just
Texas.
And I feel
a
like he's
dog.
he's a little slept on because of all the
Flash.
Like the
Right.
high flashy transfer guys,
And
that
I
are
think-
all speed.
He also ran a sub 11 100.
Yeah, I mean, not saying that the
So,
guy's
like,
not, but I mean, like everyone's so
Of course.
enchanted
He's
with
also-
all the 4-2 guys, but this is a guy that's already been on the roster.
And this is so important. We don't talk about it enough. And we kind of, I guess we don't really bring up this term, but he's a gamer. You need
Yeah,
gamers
no.
on this football team if you want to win. And I think Kyle Parker is like, you saw it early last year. He was a gamer.
No, he's very, very talented.
Give me the
and
gamer.
I think that's a really good,
Christian
really
likes a
good pick.
gamer.
I like Kyle Parker, and I think he's going to play a big role on this LSU offense. Even though he kind of gets, like we've said, he can kind of get
Lost in the shuffle.
A little bit when you look at that team.
But he's kind of like not letting himself.
Right. Yeah. No, because like when you look at the receivers that have had the success at LSU the last couple of years, like the Biletnikoff guys, like Jamar Chase, Malik Neighbors, they've been strong at the point of attack. Like the line of scrimmage, you're not going to press Jamar Chase. The same thing with Malik Neighbors, like that he's got that strong build, and that's how Kyle Parker plays, where he's got the build, but then you get the ball in his hands, and you're like, wait, timeout.
He can also do this.
He's
look at
not
that-
just
look at
big
that
and
buddy-
strong.
look at that
He can
buddy
also
go.
run away.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, like he is the real deal.
He's set up to have one of the best
He's got Uno
best
1,
years
too.
in this room.
Oops.
Oh, great block. But look what happens when he gets the ball in his hands, man. Like,
Now, he got one opportunity really last year and scores a touchdown.
right, and that's a screenplay,
And he was hurt.
and he just turned it into 6.
He scored against
Like,
USC too.
and so
Back
I
in the
mean,
end zone? Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, whenever you need UCLA, like when you needed a receiver,
right,
Yeah.
stepped
it's
up.
like Kyle Parker.
He's a gamer.
Yeah, no,
Give me the
he's a
game.
dog. It's a good pick, Christian. So Christian's team: Brilen Moore, Bernard Gooden, Kyle Parker. I will close this out here. I've got Kaden Durham and Trey Green on my board. And so I've got 2 offensive players. I'm very tempted to go all 3 offense
Hey.
to combat Jonathan's all 3 defense. But I do think, and the reason I'm kind of directed that direction is because I have a lot of confidence in this team in general, but the defense really, like I think they are so good as a unit, and I think the offense has more of like these individuals that can make an impact. But man, it's tough to not go with Dom McKinley, and that's who I'm going to take with my final selection. Dominic McKinley, the defensive tackle, the big guy. It was between him or Nick Anderson for me, but I'm going to go Dom McKinley because I want to add some defense onto my list, but also I just think his stock has risen so much, and if LSU's going to be the best version of themselves,
He's a
Dom
part of
McKinley's a player, like a dog. And so I'm going Dom McKinley with my pick. So that's the teams. My team, Kaden Durham, Trey Green, Dom McKinley, Jonathan Whitweeks, Patrick Payton, Mansour Delane, Lloyd, Harold Perkins, Aaron Anderson, A.J. Halsey, Christian, Brilen Moore, Bernard Gooden, and Kyle Parker. Those are our top 3 non-quarterback impact players for LSU. We'll continue the LSU football discussion. We're going to take a quick break. We'll get Cody Riley in here on the Zoom, and we'll talk about LSU fall camp and get ready for the 2025 football season with our guy Cody Riley from The Advocate.
Wardos was created in honor of Alan Ward Granning III, fondly known by family and friends as Wardo. In 2019, the oldest brother of the tribe passed away unexpectedly. His remaining siblings and loved ones wanted to honor his memory in a special way. In 2022, Ward's family decided to combine the need for a sandwich shop in downtown Natchez with a desire to pay tribute to Ward's love of good friends, good times, and great food. Through blood, sweat, tears, and countless hours of hard work, Wardo's was born. So go visit Wardo's today at 309 North Broadway Street in Natchez, where the po' boys are so good, you'll swear you're in Cajun country.
Hey, Miss Lou, come visit us, Tom and Wright Granding at Go Martin on the Go Deli.
Go Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need.
Located at the corner of Highland Boulevard and Highway 61 South in Natchez.
Also stop by Wardo's Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff.
Where everyone is family. Hey, Miss Lou, come visit us, Tom and Wright Granding at Go Martin on the Go Deli.
Go Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need.
Located at the corner of Highland Boulevard and Highway 61 South in Natchez.
Also stop by Wardo's Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff.
Where everyone is family.
All right, welcome back here as we are opening up hour number 2 on this Friday morning, getting ready for LSU football practice. After the show this morning, 9:45, we'll be heading out to the Ponderosa to watch the Tigers at practice today. And one of our good friends will be out there on the field with us watching the Tigers. Cody Riley from The Advocate joins us now. Cody, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
I want to get it started with the AP poll before we dive into LSU, really. You are an AP poll voter, and I want you to talk about your top 5 that you put out because they include both LSU and Clemson in that top 5. And I want to get your thoughts on, I believe you had Clemson at 1 and LSU at 5, right?
Yes, I had LSU at 4, actually.
4.
I'm pretty high on them, at least compared to the rest of the country. I think a lot of that has to do with, honestly, the fact that I think like teams 4 through 9 or 4 through 10-ish are, I don't say the same team, but they're all close. They're all in the same tier, I would say. Where you put, Georgia and compared to LSU to me is, isn't irrelevant, but they're at least in the same discussion boat. So it gets really, really tough. But 1 through 5, at least in my original AP top 25, is Clemson's at 1. I think they're a really excellent team. We can get into detail on them a little bit later, of course. Penn State's 2. They're really, really close to Clemson. You can kind of flip a coin between those two teams. It's almost a preference pick for that. Then 3 is Texas. A lot of teams have Texas at 1. They're the number 1 team in the actual AP poll. But personally, I went with those 2 other clubs because I just feel like Texas, I think they have the highest ceiling in the country, but there's still enough question marks with new pieces that I kind of left them at 3. I had LSU at 4. And then at 5 was Alabama. So that was kind of my top 5.
And so how much stock do you put on and do you think should be put on the returning quarterback for a team? Like that's kind of the way I base who I think the best teams are, is if they have a returning quarterback rather than a new starter in their first season, because we saw that last year with Nussmeier and some of the growing pains. And so I put a lot of stock in if a team has a guy coming back as their starting quarterback. How much stock do you put into that position for a team?
I put in a pretty good amount of stock for it as well. My top 2 teams have returning quarterbacks. I think the reason why LSU is ahead of Bama is pretty much solely because of the returning quarterback, because I think Alabama has the better roster overall, but I have enough question marks about Ty Simpson and him, sort of flourishing in a system where you really need that quarterback to air it out. That kind of worries me enough to the point where I'm taking LSU and I'm taking, Garrett Nussmeier, who I think is the best quarterback in the country. I think it's like really, really, really close between those 2 teams. I think Alabama has a really good roster this season. They're returning a lot of pieces on both sides of the ball. Their offensive line's going to be pretty strong. But yeah, that was like a real determining piece for me. And I kind of listed off all the teams behind LSU that are in the top 10-ish and don't have a returning starting quarterback. And it's a lot of them. It's Notre Dame, it's Ohio State, it's Oregon, Alabama, as I mentioned. There's a lot of these teams that we typically look at as national championship contenders, but they're not bringing back a returning starting quarterback. And it makes me a little bit nervous about all those teams. Ohio State's another one where you're not returning your starting quarterback. You're bringing a guy like Julian Sand, who was a 5-star recruit, obviously, and it could very well work out. But it's still not a guarantee. So we'll see. It's going to be a very interesting season.
Yeah, and talking about Garrett Nussmeier, you said you have him as your best quarterback in the country. We've been out at fall camp and we've seen Garrett Nussmeier up close. What have been some of your takeaways watching the LSU signal caller out on the Ponderosa?
Injury aside, he's looked really, really strong. His accuracy is fully there. He seems like he's taken even another step up when it comes to his decision making and the speed of the game and his control of the offense. I think he's not really forcing balls into tiny windows as much. I think the only thing is how much is he going to run this season when he has a bit of a bum knee. This knee injury, don't get me wrong, is nothing close. It's not serious enough for him to be out for a game. I don't think it doesn't sound like it's anything close to being that for them. But I think overall, I think you really, I think you do wonder, how much is he gonna want to scramble on that thing when there is some pain shooting up his leg when it happens.
And then outside of Nussmeier, who I think looked, like you said, looked really, really good at fall camp up to this point, who has been kind of your other star outside of the quarterback so far at fall camp for LSU?
On offense or on defense?
Either or.
One of each.
Yeah, I would probably say Bernard Gooden for the defense. He's the one who's probably made the most consistent plays, and it's been a bit of a surprise that he has stepped up. I think his quickness is really a major asset for him on defense. He just sort of beats the lineman to the punch. So it'll probably be him. I think Harold Perkins has looked really good too. So there's a couple candidates for this, but I think Gooden. I think he'd probably be the guy for me.
And then a position group I want to ask you about is the running back room. Obviously, the news with JT Lindsey's suspension and his situation going on. Now you've only got 3 scholarship running backs in that room, and they moved Jawan Johnson, it appears so, back into that group. What are your thoughts on the running back position for LSU this season? Obviously, some really good top-end talent with Kaden Durham, but the lacking depth and kind of trying to figure out some things in that room. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'd say, question marks after your top guy. I think Kaden Durham is an established, solid SEC top running back, but then after him, it's a bunch of question marks. Like Caleb Jackson really struggled last season after we thought he would take a big step forward. If anything, he probably took a half step back. And I don't think we've seen anything this camp that would suggest that he's definitely going to break out. I'm not saying he's going to regress again or stay the same, but he's just kind of existed in camp, I'd say. And it's hard to tell with running backs in camp whether they're really popping or not, because last year there was nothing to suggest from Kaden Durham who would have the year that he ended up having. And the fact that when you're at camp, half the time they're not even tackling. So, that's really, really tough to tell, especially with the running backs. Because it's just a lot of it, again, is just really offensive line dependent as well. So, but either way, I don't think Jackson has been fantastic in this camp. I think he's just been okay. Then Harlan Berry, I think, has really struggled with the physicality that LSU's defense is sort of providing him. LSU's defense is very talented, but that's the sort of tackling you're going to face in the SEC. And if you have trouble sort of dealing with that physicality, that makes things really tough. And I mean, Barry's obviously, very quick, very fast. But he's a smaller guy, and he didn't necessarily play, the highest level of Louisiana high school football. So, kind of combine those two things, and you kind of realize that's a guy who you thought would maybe be ready to be a contributor right away, and now it looks like he's going to need some time to adjust to this level of football. So, I think you combine those two things with the Lindsey thing. Now you're looking at a running back core that is definitely lacking depth. Like, even if you thought Caleb Jackson could definitely take that big step forward, you need a third and a fourth guy to chip in once in a while, right? So, and then Jawan Johnson, he keeps on changing positions, and that's probably really tough for him. So, it's the running back room. The depth of it is definitely a concern for this team, and you would really like to have a Josh Williams or even a John Emery in the room, just as a veteran who you at least know what you're going to get when they're on the field. They're kind of in a tough spot right now with the running back depth, and given Durham's injury from last season, you really wanted to give him extra relief when it comes to him coming into the game.
And Koki, before we got you in here, we did a little segment where we all kind of picked our top 3 players on LSU's roster that are not the quarterback that we think are going to have the biggest impact on this team in 2025. So non-QB impact players. If you were to pick 3 guys based on what you've seen in fall camp or just kind of your expectations for this season outside of the quarterback position that you think are going to have the biggest impact, who would you pick?
I already took Bernard Gooden 1.
Yeah, Bernard Gooden is probably on in terms of like importance to the team, right? That's what we're doing this off of, and less of like who are the best 3 players on the team outside the quarterback.
Right.
Yes, importance.
Okay. Nick Anderson's definitely on my list, just because they need a bigger, more physical receiver. They have a lot of speed and quickness in that receiving core between Xavier Thomas and Aaron Anderson and Barry and Brown, but not a lot of size, and they need Anderson's size at 6'3", 6'4", someone who can consistently win in press coverage, someone who can consistently win jump balls. He kind of provides that for them, and so that's why they really need him healthy and productive. I think on the offensive line, you have to look at a guy like Tyree Adams. Honestly, him and Weston Davis, you can kind of combine into one player, but like their tackle play has to be good this year, because I think I have some faith in the interior part of the line. You have 1 returning starter, you have 2 veterans in the inside, both transfers with Brilen Moore and Josh Thompson. But at those tackle spots, there's 2 relatively unproven guys. Tyree Adams has played a little bit in his time here. He's looked pretty solid. He was the 6th lineman before an injury started to derail him last year. But you just need to see it. You just kind of need to see it from him, right? Because when you're at tackle, you're on more of an island than you are if you're at guard. So I think that's kind of like a potential concern there. And Weston Davis, same thing with him, where he just hasn't played a lot. And I just figure like those 2 guys are more times than not going to kind of be on an island out there, and they're going to need to hold their own and keep this offense afloat. And that's going to be very, very important for them at the tackle spots. And if I had to pick a 3rd guy, probably should go with the defense, right? I'd say probably I'd probably say Harold Perkins, honestly. I'm going to go with a ceiling pick here. If Harold Perkins is the guy that we saw his freshman year, at least from a production standpoint, from a quality production per snap standpoint, I should say, LSU's going to be A-okay. Because I mean, if you get that guy back to that sort of level, and you already have Wood Weeks and you have an improved secondary, I think just in terms of like pure importance and keep making sure that they reach the levels that they need to reach, the secondary is probably more important. But if we want to talk about like this defense going from like okay to really, really good or great, I think Harold Perkins is kind of the key to that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think when you look at if we're in, if we have you on in October, November, and we're sitting here talking about how impressive Harold Perkins' season has been up to this point, it probably means LSU has been really, really good. One last question before we get you out of here. I've asked everyone kind of this question to kind of get a gauge of the team. When you look at the offensive line and the defensive line up to this point, the defensive line has consistently won throughout practice. Do you think that that is more of the defensive line being really good and making the O-line not look quite as good, or an offensive line that's not really that good making a defensive line look better than it is?
I think in pass protection it's that, but in run protection it's the opposite.
Okay.
Does that make sense? I think I'm a real believer in this run defense for LSU. They just have a lot of depth and guys that can rotate in and out. They have a really strong linebacking core. They have a veteran defensive line. They have edge rushers who can set an edge like a Jack Pyburn and really sort of stuff the run. There's a mentality there that you kind of want in your run defense. I think this team has potentially a really, really darn good run defense this year. Especially, like even a Bernard Gooden is like smaller and they're going to need to pair him with a bigger defensive lineman, but his quickness can still, be a disruptive force in the backfield. But in pass protection, I still have some question marks as to whether LSU can get to the quarterback, which is 4. If Gabriel Relaford or even Jack Pyburn or maybe even a Patrick Payton, and they're going to need him to rush the passer this year for darn sure. If those guys are getting home against these tackles or against these guards, like that could be that could be a bit of concern for the offensive line. So that's kind of the way I would frame it at the moment. But it's really tough to tell in general though, because again, we kind of just see the same thing over and over again when it comes to these matchups, and it's hard to tell until they really strap on the pads against Clemson on August 30th.
Kind of dovetailing off that, do you think that LSU does anything differently as far as scheme with all of this treasure trove of little trinkets that they've been able to pull out of the transfer portal, and how many more T's can I say? But all of the new weapons that they've added, it feels like you can add a different element to your offense. Do you think that's something that they want to do in lieu of kind of replacing the run game, or if they're not able to run block, maybe use some of those weapons outside?
Yeah, and we've seen that a little bit with the wide receiver screens, right? And they're running like little pop screens and drag throws to Bauer Sharp, and I think you're going to see at least some of that. And they've tried to get more gadgety in the run game between some of the screens and the bluff screens and the Juwan Johnson running game, which has kind of gone spectacularly wrong for them, where they've kind of tried to use him as a wildcat quarterback in the red zone, and sometimes they snap at him, sometimes they just direct snap it to the running back, and it just hasn't worked at all when they've had to, when they've tried to run those plays against the defense. I think you could definitely see some of that, but I think at the end of the day, if you can't run the ball, I guess more traditionally between the tackles, all that other stuff is just window dressing, right? It's extra stuff. I wouldn't even call it a changeup or a curveball. It's like a knuckleball that you throw once at every 200 pitches. It's just not like that. That's the level of effectiveness you're going to get out of it. Like, yes, like it may be occasionally if you get a good screen going or a nice Juwan Johnson Wildcat play going, then it provides something in the way back to the defense's mind. But you got to be able to run the ball at least somewhat traditionally, not just like in between the 20s, but like from in the red zone as well. Like that's where it becomes even more important, right? Where the field shrinks and your throwing windows are even smaller, the defense is expecting you to throw the ball. You need to be able to, sort of move some men and, get a decent run game going. And they have the running back for it. But do they have the offensive linemen for it? Do they have the personnel to do that? I think that's the biggest question heading into the season.
Well, Koki, we appreciate your time this morning. We'll see you out on the practice field at 9:45.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Yep, thank you. There he is, Cody Riley from The Advocate. Make sure you follow him on his social medias on Twitter. He does great work, and the articles over there at The Advocate are excellent. So make sure you tune into all of his stuff. You might not be his biggest fan because I don't think that's possible. His biggest fan's in here to my left, as Christian is the biggest Cody Riley supporter in the world. But we appreciate Cody coming through, and we will take a quick break here, come back, and close out hour number 2 this morning.
Roof over your head matters. At CAS Roofing, we don't just install shingles, we build peace of mind. With years of experience and a commitment to craftsmanship, our team shows up on time, gets the job done right, and treats every project like it's our own home. Whether it's repair, a replacement, or storm damage that caught you off guard, CAS Roofing is ready. We're local, we're dependable, and we stand behind every nail, every shingle, and every promise we make. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about roofing, it's about protecting what matters most. CAS Roofing, built on trust, backed by quality.
Wardos was created in honor of Alan Ward Granning III, fondly known by family and friends as Wardo. In 2019, the oldest brother of the tribe passed away unexpectedly. His remaining siblings and loved ones wanted to honor his memory in a special way. In 2022, Ward's family decided to combine the need for a sandwich shop in downtown Natchez with a desire to pay tribute to Ward's love of good friends, good times, and great food. Through blood, sweat, tears, and countless hours of hard work, Wardo's was born. So go visit Wardo's today at 309 North Broadway Street in Natchez, where the po' boys are so good, you'll swear you're in Cajun country.
Hey, Miss Lou, come visit us, Tom and Wright Granding at Go Martin on the Go Deli.
Go Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need.
Located at the corner of Highland Boulevard and Highway 61 South in Natchez.
Also stop by Wardo's Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff.
Where everyone is family.
All right, welcome back here as we were closing out hour number 2 this morning. We've got some very special guests, as you can see, a new addition to the table right here next to me, as the owners of Grandstands are here to join me to talk about their new brand and some of the new things they've got going, as they just did their August drop, started today over there on their website. But good morning. Thank you all for coming in.
Yeah, we appreciate you having us, Noah.
Of course.
Thanks for having us, man.
Yeah. I'll open it up to y'all. Just kind of talk about Grandstands and y'all's, company. Kind of introduce it to everybody. Let them know who y'all are, and a little bit of the thought process on why y'all started this.
Yeah, of course. I'm Charlie Corona. I am one of the co-founders. This is my fellow co-founder next to me, and I'll let him introduce himself before we get into it.
Yeah, my name is Matthew Cross, and Charlie and I kind of got started working together in an office job, actually, and it's not really where we wanted our careers to be.
Where all dreams are made.
Right, right, exactly.
You're currently dying. I don't want to do this anymore.
Right, exactly. So that was kind of our intention with it. I'll let Charlie take it off because this is really his birth child. I think it's been a dream of his for a really long time. So yeah.
Yeah, man. So I have dreamt about doing this since I was really like a freshman, sophomore in high school.
Wow.
I've always been into apparel. I thought that was a great way to like express yourself.
Yeah.
But also I grew up with roots in the South, even though I'm not from Louisiana. I'm from out in the Southwest. I'm from Arizona.
Okay.
But I had ties to people who went to school here and family that lived in this area. So I wanted to mold, kind of like mesh the two together. My background of sports and being in the golf world with my mom,
right,
and the Southern culture that I had with my family here. And then obviously I came and met Matt, and the two of us kind of were able to build upon one another and get some ideas rolling. But obviously he's a hometown kid, so he's able to infuse it with a lot of the Baton Rouge elements as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think one of our main missions with the company and just the brand in general is combining, comfort and luxury, and something that you can wear to an LSU football game or to a high school sports football game, baseball game, anything like that. But you get that full day wear out of it. You're not showing sweat stains and
right,
having to change shirts halfway through the day. Because I think anybody that's sat through a football game in September knows that can be pretty brutal sometimes.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, they had to change the laws around it. LSU can't have games scheduled during the day,
right,
in September now. So definitely. But y'all's website's grandstandsapparel.com.
Yes, sir.
And y'all have got some really cool things on there. Obviously, the items you're wearing, the stuff on the table, is all available over there on grandstandsapparel.com. I want y'all to talk about this shirt specifically, because I think this is kind of the encapsulation of what y'all are talking about, where it's applying the luxury and the comfort of the clothes, but also like that fandom aspect,
right,
where like it really is something that only a true fan will understand some of the things. So kind of talk about the thought process and kind of where that took y'all.
Yeah. So this is the GOATS polo, GEAUXTS.
There you go.
And it's part of our Legends collection. We have a couple of polos right now. It's the Bayou Bombers and the Legends, or the GOATS polo within the Legends collection. One's kind of baseball oriented, the other one is football oriented, and obviously that's the one you have on your desk today. But it's kind of a metaphorical representation of a lot of collegiate, I guess, greats.
Yeah,
and,
legends.
Yeah, obviously legends, and we wanted to infuse that onto like our shirts, just to show all of the representation that we have within the state. But then also just the fandom, like you said. I think it's a very unique design, kind of trailblazing. There's not a lot of other designs that are like this, so I'll let Matt take over a little bit more.
Yeah, I think another really cool aspect about the brand is we've got a tagline, enjoy the view.
Right.
And it's something that Charlie and I think in the beginning we had a million different ideas of what we wanted to call the company, our main question was, all right, how can we convey the message of, stopping and like taking a second, slowing down, and enjoying the view? Like life is short. Everybody's always in a rush. Everybody's always busy. How can we encourage folks to just kind of sit down and really take it in? When you're at a big football game or you're at a big baseball game, anything like that. It's that's what we've come up with, and I think we're really happy with it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when when people see Grandstands apparel, what do you want them to think? Like when they see whether it's a shirt, a hat, just the website, or a social media post, like what do you want the consumer or the customer to kind of feel when they see your company?
Yeah, no, I think it's kind of a combination of what Matt had said, with the meshing all of the elements that we thought were for the ultimate polo, but also just kind of the fandom that you had talked about as well. We want people to be able to connect to the brand on a deep level, at both like the cultural aspect, but also like the feel of the fabric. Yeah. And I think that's what we've delivered upon here. So yeah, we're really excited about where we're headed. Got a lot of things in the chamber right now for the next several months. So be on the lookout for those. But obviously right now we're just going to kind of rocking and rolling with what we've got.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think this is awesome, especially with football season right around the corner, kind of getting that ready. And I think this is something that fits kind of that time of year perfectly.
Well, it's such a hard market to break into and be original in what you're
Right.
wearing. It's stuff that if you know what it is. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like if you know it, like look at your hat. If you don't know what that is, you really shouldn't be at that LSU football game.
Right.
You shouldn't be associated with whatever brand that you like. And it's just one of that inside track where it's like you look at it, you're like, I know exactly what he's talking about.
Right.
And it's so hard to bridge that gap and be unique in a market that's flooded with people trying to do what you do, and to establish this already is incredible.
We appreciate that.
Absolutely, man.
And to kind of, bounce off of that, that's also what we're trying to do is go beneath the surface. Our designs are all hand drawn by our artists.
Wow.
It's, a very tedious process, obviously, for him. Like he wants to make sure that he gets it as raw and organic as possible.
Yeah.
And so, we're not just slapping labels and different insignia on the shirts. We're actually taking the time to have him design those by hand, and it's really going to be just elements that only people from Louisiana or people from the South are going to recognize. It's, you'll see that in a couple of our upcoming designs that they're more niche. It's not just like a streamlined, mainstream kind of thing.
Yeah, and I think another really cool thing and something that we're hoping to do eventually is bring that outside of Louisiana, to include other SEC schools, but not also, but just in general, like the every southern state has its own charm, and then even outside of the South, getting into the Midwest, they've got some all right states up there, I guess. Yeah. But it's one of the really important things, is Charlie likes to say it's like a Frankenstein shirt. We went into our closets and we're like, all the different polos that we have, what are the different things that we like about it? Right. Took that and made what we like to say is like the ultimate polo, a combination of luxury and comfort. And I think that's really evident in the quality of the shirts and the
design.
Stiff collar, the nice design. It's meant to last,
Yeah. No, I think it's awesome. And really the part that I like when you bring up niche, because that's really what it is. And with college sports, especially kind of baseball and football here in the South, niche is something that's so important to each school, where every school has that, whether it's the players, the saying, the pictures, all those things. And I think that's what y'all have done such a great job encapsulating. Like when you look at this and even that shirt, just kind of the things that make these specific schools and places special.
Right.
And I think it really is a really cool kind of encapsulation of that.
We appreciate it, man.
And it's an awesome product. And make sure y'all head over to grandstandsapparel.com to check out everything that they've got, because it really is such a cool brand coming up, and really cool stuff that they have coming out over there. Is there anything else y'all kind of want to touch on?
I would say maybe keep an eye out for a little sale maybe recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe soon. We're looking at maybe doing some bundles, trying to just cut the cost down. We know it's everybody's pretty tight right now.
Right.
With, financial situations, the tariffs are kind of not the best for us, having to ship from different places. But it is what it is. We appreciate y'all.
Sack up and learn how to sew.
Yeah, and the last thing I'll leave y'all with is just kind of, Matt hit upon our slogan is enjoy the view.
Yeah.
Actually just take time to step back and reflect on life and be in the moment. That I think that's one of the most important elements that you can infuse into your own life is really just to like focus on living true and living in the moment, and that's what we try to do through this brand. So we really appreciate you having us on the show, Noah.
Yeah, no, of course.
And that's kind of what like the shirt is. It's moments in time that you know,
Right.
if you remember that you were there, like that's what kind of the brand encapsulates a little bit to me. Like as I see this and I think of a certain thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, exactly.
No, I think that's awesome, and I appreciate you guys coming through and doing this because I think it really is something that's so cool, and it really is made for the fan. Like a lot of times, whether it's apparel or different type of merchandise, you can tell that it's made for
mass
production or just made for money. Like this is made for the fan. By the fan,
yeah.
You know, and I think it's awesome, and you know, lined it up with a really good time of the year because football season getting kicked off. Like you said, enjoy the view. Make sure everyone enjoys what this season has to hold because the expectations are high, and you want to make sure you're dressed nice when you make your way out to Tiger Stadium on a Saturday night.
Let Clemson know you're coming.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys coming through, and thank you all for showing off such a great product and putting it out. And we'll talk again soon.
Absolutely, brother. Appreciate it.
We'll take a quick break. We'll close it out here right after this. Good job. That was great. No, I appreciate it.
When it comes to your home, the roof over your head matters. At CAS Roofing, we don't just install shingles, we build peace of mind. With years of experience and a commitment to craftsmanship, our team shows up on time, gets the job done right, and treats every project like it's our own home. Whether it's a repair, a replacement, or a storm damage that caught you off guard, CAS Roofing is ready. We're local, we're dependable, and we stand behind every nail, every shingle, and every promise we make. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about roofing, it's about protecting what matters most. CAS Roofing, built on trust, backed by quality.
Hey, Miss Lou, come visit us, Tom and Wright Granding at Go Martin on the Go Deli.
Go Martin has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need.
Located at the corner of Highland Boulevard and Highway 61 South in Natchez.
Also stop by Wardo's Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff, where everyone is family.
Wardo's was created in honor of Alan Ward Granning III, fondly known by family and friends as Wardo. In 2019, the oldest brother of the tribe passed away unexpectedly. His remaining siblings and loved ones wanted to honor his memory in a special way. In 2022, Ward's family decided to combine the need for a sandwich shop in downtown Natchez with a desire to pay tribute to Ward's love of good friends, good times, and great food. Through blood, sweat, tears, and countless hours of hard work, Wardo's was born. So go visit Wardo's today at 309 North Broadway Street in Natchez, where the po' boys are so good, you'll swear you're in Cajun country.
Hey, Miss Lou, come visit us, Tom and Wright Granding at Go Martin on the Go Deli.
Go Martin has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need.
Located at the corner of Highland Boulevard and Highway 61 South in Natchez.
Also stop by Wardo's Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff,
where everyone is family.
All right, welcome back here as we close out this morning show, getting ready for LSU football practice today and LSU football season 15 days away. Shout out to Grandstands for coming through. That is.
How's it look?
You look excellent. That camera on that man.
Hold on, let me get it real
Matches
good.
the shirt really well.
Yeah.
Get it close up.
Yeah, I mean, they got that purple. They got that purple down pat. But that's just awesome gear and merchandise that Grandstands has coming out that is made for the fan. That's my favorite part about it. It's made for the fan. Like you can tell, it's very niche and really, really cool, as that is a honey badger, I believe, on that hat.
It's a honey badger on
It looks great. But grandstandsapparel.com, appreciate them coming through this morning. Talking about their new upcoming drops, getting ready for football season, which is 15 days away. And one thing I want to do is think up some things, as it's 15 days away. We're about 15 minutes till 9 a.m. How about that? Some 15s that resonate in your mind, whether it's an LSU football player, baseball player, basketball player, an NBA player, anything that you associate with the number 15. I want us to throw those out there. As obviously, when you think of the first thought that came into my head when I thought of the number 15 was Skip Bertman in that number 15 jersey as the skipper, greatest of all time, the greatest number 15 of all time. I'll say Skip Bertman was the first 15 that popped into my head. But then I thought of a guy like the funny one that popped into my head was a Ryan Mallett 15 in that Patriots jersey.
Rest in peace. Something funny about Ryan Mallett.
It was just one that caught me off guard.
I just didn't expect that
Surprised
to be
me. I was thinking of guys like Vince Carter and Tim Tebow, and I was like,
Ryan Mallett.
What about Ryan Mallett in that number 15 Pats uniform?
I think about the Jokic Melo controversy in Denver, right? They're two arguably greatest franchise players, both 15. What are they going to do with that?
That is interesting. Do you retire 15?
Or you start give it to your best player.
I feel like Jokic, if they were to give it to one, it would be Jokic.
But by far and away Jokic.
1,000. Nah, I agree. Yeah.
But Melo's still
three-time.
the second. Oh no, I mean he's definitely the better
MVP,
player.
but
But Melo's still the second.
Melo's
probably
a
the second
legend.
best player they've ever had.
He's a legend.
Him or Alex English.
That's a tough one.
Anybody Scantron for Ryan Mallett? Have you ever heard that story?
Yes, I have. Christian probably. Have you heard that?
What?
Yeah. Tell that story,
I know
Lloyd.
who Ryan Mallett is.
Wow. Oh man,
All right.
Cannon.
Rest in peace, though. If
Yes,
he is dead.
he is dead.
Okay.
But he went to school for the first day of class and obviously the last day of class.
Yeah.
Walked in on final day, last person there, and from the back row, he goes, "Anybody got a Scantron and a pencil for Ryan Mallett?" And of course, 15 Scantrons and 15 pencils start all making their way.
Hey,
back.
15.
Yeah, there you go.
Anybody got a Scantron for Ryan Mallett? That's awesome.
Must have played good.
I remember. I hope Kahan Booty doesn't get mad at me for this, but we were in.
listening.
We were in a group me for a math class. I think me
Was
and him
it
are the same
Gambling
age, so,
101?
our freshman year. No, it was it's contemporary math. And he texted in the group. He was like, "Anybody want to do my math Excel this year? Money good." I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "That's awesome. That's exactly what I expect."
Yeah. And it used to be, anybody want to do
Yeah.
homework?
Anybody want to take Ryan Mallett's test for him?
You want to do my Kahan Booty's homework?
Money good.
And no, you didn't even say that. Anybody want to do Kahan Booty's homework? Like,
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, Kahan didn't even have to say that part. Just be like,
Somebody be like, I'll do it.
I got 300 yards against Ole Miss last year. You want to do this assignment?
Yeah.
I'd be
You
like,
want me to stay eligible?
yes, sir.
Yardage good.
Yardage good.
I'm good.
Stats good.
Money good.
But any other 15s that stand out to anybody?
Quinceañeras are
it's
15-year-old Hispanic girls.
I think it's 16. No, it is 15.
It is
It's 15.
Yeah, there you go. Quinceañera.
Adding a little culture to
There you go. There you go,
Zest
Christian.
Fest.
Jonathan, any 15s that stand out to you outside the Nuggets controversy? Lloyd, any 15s?
The Pakistani number to call emergency services is 15.
Okay.
To add a little culture to the Zest Fest.
There you go. Kentucky was the 15th state.
Oh,
in
back to
United
the
States.
Zest.
James Buchanan, 15th president of the United States.
Andy Warhol used to say, everybody will get 15 seconds of fame.
Some 15 LSU. Sage Ryan wore 15. Miles Brennan wore 15.
Shout out to the group.
AJ Swan last year was 15.
Yes, he was.
Lost my emotional virginity at 15.
Mm-hmm. 2.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Jesus?
No, well,
No.
2019 LSU.
15 and 0. Matt Flynn.
15. There you go. 15
National
days
championship.
away.
Shout out to the Live group. Matt Flynn, Sage Ryan, and Miles Brennan.
There you go.
Were the 2015 Panthers 15-1?
No, 16.
They're 16-1?
No, I think it was 2016.
Were they 20?
I think it was 2016.
Dude, that would have.
But maybe it's 15. I don't know.
The Ides of March.
The Ides of March were March 15th. Queen Elizabeth I was crowned on the 15th of January, 1559.
Oh, I should have known that.
The Magna Carta was signed in 1215.
By Jay-Z and Kanye West.
My sister's my middle sister's 15.
There you go.
You start
Nice.
start with 15. Does he have her quinceanera yet?
A Scrabble
We're
board
not
is 15 by 15.
Backgammon, you get 15 pieces.
There you go. There's a lot of things involved with 15. As LSU, 15 days away till the Tigers kick it off and play some football against Clemson. So, and speaking of Clemson, I saw in the chat, where's it at? BD. Have y'all talked about the Clemson starting guard being on crutches?
I was
and the
trying
running
to
back
look that up.
And I did see the injury to the offensive lineman, and I read about it, and I think Dabo reported on it and said he will be fine, is what he said.
Clemson, ooh, disgust, boo you, clip farming. They cut that pressure up into 5 different parts. Like, just give me the whole thing. Like, I know what
Dabo
you're
press
doing.
Conference?
Yeah.
They cut it into 5 sections and put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Wow.
Clip
That's
farming.
disgusting.
That is disgusting.
It is disgusting. That's almost like selling.
That's a Dabo
it's like
slut fest.
selling your accounts.
It is. Ugh. Who would do such? Ugh.
Can't even last that many.
Fucking
videos.
tacky.
Yeah, I can't make it through 5 videos.
Hunter Hall, he has
I can make-
$15 in his wallet right now, he says.
For 15 slices of pizza.
15 slices of pizza. Domino's in the parking lot, Christian. Go get it.
You don't want the Domino?
Let's connect athletically.
Let's think of more 15s.
Think of more 15s.
15 Shades of Grey. It's a short story.
That was a quickie.
That's all I needed. Ew, go. Get out. You're a freak. Gotcha.
Ew.
I can't believe you do that. Leave. Here, you call your mother.
Can't believe you do that, Lee.
Let's connect athletically.
Oh, and Hunter Hall said, I have $15 in my wallet right now. Psych, I have way more money than that. Well, Hunter, you know what you should do? Everybody should do this, is send us $15.
Oh, you could today.
Yeah, everybody sends
one day and
$15
one day
today.
only.
One day and one day only. Venmo, Tingle-Co, $15. Or just super chat it. That
Or
works
super
too.
chat. Send 15
Cowley.
stickers.
No, not Christian-Cowley.
No, you don't get the
Picture of me with the buzz cut as my profile.
Moo. The cow.
Get out of here. Yep.
That is-
Christian
that is a
Crowley.
We should start mooing him.
No R.
Right here.
Yeah.
Christian Cowley.
I was working with cows this summer.
Did you suck on the teat?
I tried avoiding them.
Really? You didn't want to utter up?
Dude, you know what was crazy?
Utter up.
Utter up.
They had bulls
Utter
out
up.
there.
Utter down.
I've never seen a bigger ball sack than on a bull in my life.
Yeah.
Ollie,
Oh my god.
just I can't.
A bull's ball sack is huge if you don't know.
I believe you, buddy.
I've never seen
really
it,
do.
but
Christian Cowley and Dirty
They're
Jobs.
huge.
can you give us like an analogy?
Why are you talking
like
to the baseball
compare
bat and not
Yeah,
the
yeah,
microphone?
you're talking
Like
about
think of
thing.
like Santa's like gift bag, like hanging from a bull. Like that's
Two
what,
of them.
Rocky Mountain
like,
Oysters, baby.
I don't know how they don't step on them. Like they literally hit the ground.
Really good insight you get here from Tingle & Co.
Throw it over your shoulder like a continental soldier.
like-
Weekend vibes.
15 pounds.
Oh, you weighed it?
Oh, you wait. You
Bull
felt.
sack.
You
Bull
felt the
sack.
weight.
Bull sack.
You felt the weight of the Rocky Mountain Oysters.
15 pounds of bullshit.
You know people eat Rocky Mountain Oysters.
They do.
What are Rocky Mountain oysters?
Bull testicles.
Bull
Fried bull
testicles.
testicles.
Liver King.
Yes. Liver King here.
And I'm out.
All right, so there's the Ollie, kickflip, grind, and goofy are all
Skateboarding.
What about Brink?
That movie was about
Inline.
inline skating.
But it wasn't.
definitely
It
have
started off as
the-
a skateboarder.
Boston College. You have the Boston Red Sox.
Wait,
the
hold on.
Boston
Where's my
Bruins,
grind?
Patriots, and the
Ollie.
Boston Marathon.
Ollie Ollie Oxen Free.
It's Bruins, Marathon,
I'll grind goofy on your
Red
kickflip till
Sox,
you Ollie.
and college.
Dude, say it again.
I'll grind goofy on your kickflip till you Ollie.
Boston Bruins, Boston College.
I'm lost. Boston.
Yep.
Marathon.
Yep.
Patriots.
Nope, not Patriots. Not
No.
Patriots.
Not the
Red
Boston.
Sox.
Yep, and then college.
College.
Yeah,
Boston College.
Boston College.
BC, baby. BC
Because then
till I
it's
die.
Dolphins, Patriots, Bills, Jets.
Yeah.
That's the AFC East or AFC North. AFC East.
What? No.
No, not Jackson. Get rid of Jackson.
Oh,
There we go. And then these are WNBA players, I believe. Cameron Brink,
Yeah.
Erica Hamby, Kelsey. Sparks players, actually, yeah. God, that's wow.
incoming.
Cameron Brink. Hi.
Talking about
Yeah.
bull balls.
Ball. The basketball.
A green.
Agreement.
Oh, yes, Andrew Messina, that scene when Dwight gives Michael bull testicles in the office is hilarious. Now, let's do our can't take too long doing the dozen trivia.
we have to go.
We do have to be at practice. They sent out a tweet, I believe. Let me double check it.
Only Christian can go. Since he wants to film so badly.
Yeah, we start indoor. BK meets after practice. A little presser with BK today. Okay.
It's like I'll be busy tonight cutting that.
But you have all weekend.
You have all weekend to do it.
Oh, yeah,
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
Or we're going to do emergency show. Depends on what he says.
Depends on what he says. I mean, we'll probably do our recap, practice report while he's giving a presser.
Yep.
So we can talk about it then. How about that, Christian?
I like that idea.
Is that good with you?
I love that idea. Good to see
You don't have to
Trophy.
go back to anywhere today, huh?
I'm
Good, because we're moving.
I'm here. I'm pretty much moved back in.
There you go.
Secrets.
We've got things we need to do later today. We might need some real manpower from you.
Yeah.
So if you know anybody.
Sounds like we're moving.
Celebrity mashup. Let's start it there. Of
Let's
course.
go. A bit sexy for me.
Wow, Zac Efron, and then a.
Is that
Okay,
Richard
I see-
Gere?
That's the first one I've seen.
Or is that Michael Imperioli?
Which one's Richard Gere? What is he from?
Officer and a Gentleman.
Pretty Woman.
Pretty Woman.
I see.
Primal Fear, or is it? I think it might be Mike. Or
I feel like I need to look closer.
yeah,
Definitely Zac Efron.
definitely Zac Efron.
It's definitely Mr. Efron. God, that's some white hair.
That is just like an old white man. I don't know.
Who's in Men in Black?
It's not Tommy Lee Jones.
It's not Tommy Lee Jones. Who is in India? No. Tommy Lee Jones. No, not him. You said?
I don't think so.
I'm just looking at the hair. It does look like Richard Gere's hair. He has a nice cowlick.
It's not Steve Martin.
I thought that
He
too.
he does have some beautiful white
He
hair,
didn't wear it that long.
but it's I don't think it's ever been that long before.
I don't know why.
He's got
I
a
thought
fatter-
Michael Imperioli. That's a weird one, but
Who's that?
he was in White Lotus, and then he's in The Sopranos. He's
Wait, who was he in White Lotus?
he was in the Italian season. He was the dad who initially ordered the prostitutes,
Oh,
and then he's what's his character in Sopranos?
big
Michael.
pussy.
Never for that. No one knows the Sparks. He'd make a great. What a terrible chat I just read. I don't know who the old man is.
I don't.
James
Woods. I don't know who James Woods is.
Casino, all kinds of stuff. I don't think he would have been invited to the Golden Globes at any
It's definitely
time.
Zac Efron, though.
And he's not invited to the Golden Globes. I don't think.
Zac Efron.
Maybe for that wrestling movie where he kills all of his brothers.
Don't spoil it for everybody.
Is that what happened? I never saw the end.
He didn't kill
Oh.
him.
He didn't kill him.
His dad did? His dad
No.
hated his
Dad
kids.
hated his.
It's just
kids.
tragedy.
Except for him.
It's really is a great movie.
They can't swim.
Very
a good movie.
fucking sad.
It's a sad movie, but it's a good
So sad
movie.
they had to cut out a brother.
Michael Douglas.
There's a whole nother
Michael
brother.
Douglas.
Yeah.
Ah,
Michael Douglas.
Sean
Wow.
Penn.
Charlie Sheen's dad. Fonz says.
Yeah.
Michael Douglas.
Martin Sheen. I think
I kind of see Martin Sheen.
this is a really generic one.
Well, look at the neck. Look at that turkey gobbler.
Yeah, a little gloop.
Mm-hmm. Right, reminds me of every bad teacher I've ever had.
Little turkey call.
See how close we can get.
Yeah, this is what we really need to dissect his face.
It's
here.
just so.
Is that Anderson Cooper?
No,
does have some white
he's
hair.
more taut.
Yeah, he has. This is the color of the hair. I don't know who the older gentleman is.
I don't know.
Let's come back to it.
Yeah, we'll come back to that.
Look
at the forehead creases. Look at the forehead creases.
Stop. You need to stop yourself. And turn your microphone off.
Dude, the creases line up.
I'm Al Pacino.
All right, let's see. NFL.
No.
You are crazy.
NFL. Let's see what this one is. Let's talk about football a little bit. along with having Case Keenum starting 2017 Vikings. Ugh, ew. 2017 Vikings.
Dalvin Cook.
What have you been
Jared McKinnon.
No, it's Dalvin.
It's Dalvin Cook.
God, the 2017 Vikings, I hate them. You know why I hate them, Christian?
Yeah, obviously.
They ruined my life.
No, they didn't. Nobody cares
They
about
broke
that.
my heart that day.
Yeah, there you go.
The
Cleveland Cavaliers.
It's Mario Moon's dog. He's a dog. He's playing in the Big Three, I believe, too.
You jump out the. Oh,
I don't remember who. It might have been the Magic.
maybe so. He was a Cav at one point.
He
Thought he
was
was
a
going to
Cav at
help
one point.
LeBron. Oh,
So they're saying
Fiji.
Richard. They're saying
Fiji.
Richard Gere. People are really confident in the Gere.
I mean, it was one of my first two instincts.
It was.
So.
It was. I trusted Zac Efron and Richard Gere. Yeah, we got the Efron quick.
Yeah, the front.
It's a C, I believe. Yep. No K. Yeah. Zac Efron. High School Musical, baby. There it is. They released a Jill edition of their snack to celebrate women in sports. Was it Cracker Jacks? They did Cracker Jills?
I guess. Or Applejack, but that wouldn't make sense because Cracker Jack's still aligned with sports.
Oh, Glimmer said Raptors.
yeah, maybe.
Oh.
Whatever.
I think that's right.
I didn't realize they did Cracker Jills.
Maybe they didn't, but
Maybe they didn't.
Oh, wait, what is this?
a Cracker
This snack
Jack.
is coming essentially with baseball games, but they released the Jill, so Cracker Jack.
That's what I believe.
What year was this? That makes sense. What are we doing?
Cracker Jills.
right? Sure.
Oh, Dodge Ram, brother.
Grab life by the horns. Get yourself a Ram 1500.
They should have done Cracker Jills in a league
Ah,
of their
The
own.
Boys.
Oh, The Boys.
Yes.
Good show.
Such a good show. Have you watched it, Christian? The Boys?
I've seen clips. I haven't watched.
You should watch it. You'd actually like the show.
Until
Might learn a lesson from it.
You should. You would.
So like a
You saw the A train don't stop, baby. Ran right through that woman in the first 3 minutes of the show.
Oh, spoiler, but not. It is
Not really.
shocking.
It's jarring. It's a real good introduction to
The
the
lady
show.
fucking blows up.
Hands.
Dude, it was crazy.
what is what?
Like, what am I watching?
Oh, It Follows.
You're sick.
Is that what it's called?
It's a great movie. Yeah, yeah.
Does it end up
Stop.
a happy ending?
No.
Of course not.
Marry me, die a happy man. It goes like this.
I don't. Yeah.
Die a happy man. It's the only one that's.
Morgan Wallen.
No.
2010.
Big X the plug.
2010's.
Boom.
Barrett Pepper Cracker Jill don't have the nuts.
Hopefully Billy's
That was a good one. I thought it was Thomas Rhett. Gosh dog it. Die a Happy Man is a Thomas Rhett song.
I would never. You could
Never
put a
heard
gun
of
to
that.
my head and give me a
Yeah,
million guesses, and I'd
we
ask you to
know.
pull the trigger before I said one thing.
I don't even want to get it.
Billy said, is there a turkey in there?
All right, Raptors.
Yeah, Raptors, and then let's get out of here. Let's go watch LSU football practice.
Who's a Raptor?
Vince Carter, 15 days.
Kyle Lowry, Big Booty Lowry.
He's been muted for the last hour.
All right, guys.
Not bad,
we'll be
boys.
back in here today. We'll give you a little practice report after LSU football practice today. So we'll see y'all. Make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell so you know when we're live. We'll also let you know in the Discord if you're in there. We'll let you know. We'll always keep you posted. So see you guys in a couple hours.
Be like kinfolk and get out the gym.